Just finished up the gym. This is day 2 here at Tales of the Cocktail. I am going to meet up with Janae. She's a social media influencer, content creator. She also has a studio inside the house. I know, Henry, you're getting involved with some of the classes going on. What are some of the classes happening today?
So today there is an ADHD class, which is funny enough because I'm not going to that one. I'm actually going to there's a media class in the very beginning. After that, I'm going to hit up some of the tasting rooms and kind of just mingle, probably get something to eat. And then after that, we're doing a batching class that I think Gabe and I are going to link up with from Dallas.
Dope. So we'll catch up with Henry later. Henry, you're getting content so that way we can see what it looks like, right?
Sure.
When you talk, I need you to say, hi, my name is Leishla. I'm from such and such, and that's really important because you're not from New Orleans. Mm-hmm. Tell them about the bar. Tell them that you own a bar, and tell them about the concept of the bar.
All right, recipe you made and everything?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I used Lalo tequila. I use Lalo tequila, which is, while I can start going back and practicing, is a tequila from the highlands of Jalisco by third-generation Mexican tequila producers, Eduardo and David. They've been lifelong friends, and they wanted to get into creating a really beautiful espresso tequila of the highlands. So we're using this one because they are lovingly sponsoring our video today.
All right, so day 2 at Tales, getting a chance to connect with Shanae Angel. She's bartender out here. Had a chance to meet her on social media. Sat down for an interview. In fact, came here in her studio where she's interviewing bartenders. They get a chance to go through cocktails. Go ahead, break us down. What is happening here?
So basically, this is my home bar, and I invite bartenders from around the city. During Tales from around the country, and they all come and they pick up a shift. So what they do is they make a drink, or they give you a nice lesson about cocktails and spirits, whatever their fancy, whatever their specialty is, and then we have a good time. But it's all in the purpose of just community and uplifting great people.
And we're here for Tales of the Cocktail. You live here in New Orleans. How does Tales of the Cocktail, how does that impact your everyday life?
Oh my gosh, this is like our Super Bowl. It's the biggest week of the year. This is when we really get to be celebrities. We really get to show off our personalities and our culture here, and it's a really great time. It's great to share with people all over the world.
Bam. So I had a chance to sit down with her, interview her, learn about her story. If you don't know her deep story, because sometimes you only see their Instagram reels.
Yeah.
Quick insight on some of the things we talked about for the interview?
We definitely talked about how I got started, in content creation and bartending. We talked about my experiences of being a Black woman in the industry and being a leader now as the lead bartender at my bar, and just community.
All right, I'll be dropping down on SpeedRailz channel. Stay tuned. Make sure you follow her. And if you're in New Orleans, you got to pull up. That Four Seasons is nice.
Please, Four Seasons.
Is that a 5-star hotel?
Yes.
We're here at Backline Wine and Spirits. We've got Dallas, Houston, and Austin in the house representing in NOLA. Little intimate networking event. We've got the homies coming through. We're about to take a tour of the distillery next door. We have a couple products from said distillery that we're just having fun with, and we're gonna have a good time right now.
Well, what brings you out to Tales?
Networking the people. It's what goes in glasses are cool, but it's always about the people and the connections that bring community together. And the idea of collaboration is something that we've been pushing for all year. Collaborating with like-minded individuals and like-minded spaces to bring something just a little bit different. The entire week of Tales is it's special. Everybody's coming out. Everybody wants to party. This is just a little networking happy hour just to hang out. So
You didn't even find this. Was this just here and you just helped yourself?
Yeah, no, Zach told me to come get it. He said I need to get the cheap.
So talk to me, man. How was the classes?
Classes were good. Not cheap. I absorbed all the mush out of my mouth. So the media class was good. I got a different perspective on social media and how creatives can use it as a tool. I got a chance to check out the batch cocktail tasting. That was really cool. What really impressed me was how they gathered all of the Italian liqueurs to have that tasting room where we got to try the limoncello, the sweet vermouth, dry vermouth, amaros. It was just a lot of fun. And then after that, went to a couple parties. Went to Ilegal Mezcal, went to Sip and Chug, ran into Brandon from Chicago, or Austin and Chicago. That was super dope. Yeah, I'm planning on just moving around.
Man, what was the class? What was the perspective shift that you had in the class?
So the biggest point of that class when it comes to the media aspect of it is that we're supposed to be using social media as a tool, not necessarily as a platform to be just a definitive factor of what we consider creativity. It's understanding that the creativity comes from you, your brain, and what you're inspired by, and AI and social media is just to be a tool for you to present it. It is not the end-all be-all. Doesn't matter what the likes are. It doesn't matter what blah, blah, blah. It's made to please people, but it's not made to create. That AI cannot create what you want it to create. You have to do
I know we was in Uber and you're talking about people in Texas don't give a fuck about cocktails. Go ahead, what does that mean?
So just like, I feel like in Texas, they're slow on approaching craft cocktail as like a culture. And so like you find so many people wanting to go to these cocktail bars and order a vodka soda or, you know, whatever their favorite cocktail is. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, everybody likes what they like, and you know, obviously as hospitality, it's people first, and you know, the guest is always right in terms of taste, and so giving them whatever they want is exactly our goal. But sometimes I feel if you're going to make a reservation at an elevated space and then not even bother to indulge or entertain the idea of what their entire spirit and body is, then why even go in the first place? And I feel like there's just so much of that in Texas, and trying to open craft spots in a place where there's no culture for it, like there is in Chicago and New York and all over California, it just makes it a little bit difficult to get things started and to really make a name for yourself.
What's been, I guess, the biggest nugget you've been able to find out since you've been out here?
Man, the biggest nugget I've been able to find out. Shoot. Well, I've met with some really cool reps while I've been out here. Honestly, man, I think the biggest thing I've been able to find out is just like coming and seeing the different areas and just like how I can apply small things that different bars do to what I'm doing. Really, I think it's just going to be meeting people, honestly.
And I think as far as meeting people, I know you are still cool with some of the people you had a chance to meet with in SpeedRailz, man.
Oh, yeah.
How's those relationships been working out?
Dude, they're doing good. We got Elijah and Wedo here. We got Henry out here. I mean, we've got like all of the family out here basically, and then getting to make some new relationships over the past couple months. So yeah, I mean, seeing everybody while we're here.
This is my second year, actually. My first time was last year, and I just had an extraordinary amount of fun just getting to meet new people and just getting to experience all different kinds of events and seeing like what kind of event ideas I could come up with. And so this is why I keep coming back to Tails, is, you know, just to continue to meet new people. And it doesn't have to be brand reps. It could just be the locals in the area. It could just be other bartenders or bar managers across the country. It could be entrepreneurs, just basically anybody.
So far with this trip, what has been, I guess, the most valuable piece of inspiration or an idea that you want to take back with you?
So the biggest kind of inspiration that I get is I kind of go back to the Tito's event from yesterday, and kind of how like insider joke, kind of like industry friendly the whole event was. They had like this walk-in freezer where you could like scream in, and they had like this POS demolition system and all sorts of like different jokes that like people can kind of relate to.
To tap into the community, the culture that we have.
Yeah, exactly. And so kind of just how can I translate, because that's what I like to do beyond just like a general casual consumer standpoint, is how can I make my establishment as industry friendly as possible? I
mean, honestly, when you have a bar that can sell more than alcohol, you can offer up that extra dimensional experience.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be just like in my case, it doesn't just have to be like arcade games. It doesn't just have to be food. It could also just be, just come up with, again, like we go back to like weekly events. We talked about this over and over again. It could be like a karaoke event. It could be a trivia event. It could be just anything that establishes community, because that's really going to be the best way to continue to get that established regular base for your bar. Sure, you can be a tourist trap. You can try to like engage that consumer base as much as possible, but outside of a couple of times a year, you're not going to get the base that you need to get to survive, with costs rising up in the economy and everything along those lines. So like, how beyond just like the tourism crowd, like whether it's New Orleans, Austin, Houston, anything along those lines, what can you do to establish year-round business? Just made it back to the hotel. It's been a long day here at Tales of the Cocktail. One of the things that you need to know, because this is my first time out here, but you need to take the pre-arrival RSVP list very serious. They ended up sending me a list with probably 100 events on it. I was overstimulated. I didn't end up using any of them, didn't RSVP, and then you get out here, you see these events are packed, and they are checking some of the links. And a lot of these things are free, and they do provide free drinks in them. On top of that, Tales of the Cocktail, of course, is a conference, and so that means they also have like tasting classes and educational seminars go throughout the day. I kind of didn't understand that either, but luckily Henry kind of put me on game. Matter of fact, he even gave us some insight on what was happening at some of those seminars. But for the most part, I've realized what has been beneficial for me today has been finding the people versus going towards the locations or the brands, especially my first time here. There's a lot of people all across the country that are in town, and I want to get a chance to meet them while I'm all in one place versus me having to fly to all these separate cities and get a chance to meet them over time. But had a chance to accelerate a lot of different connections. I mean, LA, Chicago, I mean, of course, the girl Janae here in New Orleans, which we had an amazing media day, by the way. And then even with some of the people that just recognize me from social media, including a couple people saying YouTube, which I love because I've been working on YouTube for the longest. It hasn't really been the biggest ROI for me, but TikTok, Instagram has been doing great towards building the brand, but now YouTube is gonna be something that we can provide a deeper dive into what's happening in the industry and some of the networks that I've been building. From there, I finished up the media day, then I had a chance to go catch up with Henry and a lot of the other SpeedRailz bartenders who were here in town. In fact, one of the Dallas competitors, Wedo, also known as Thomas, was throwing a pop-up other side of the river, and we had a chance to all link up. There's a lot of different competitors for SpeedRailz all under one roof, and honestly, there's about 6 or 7 of us. Nobody would have known each other outside of SpeedRailz, so it's kind of dope to see us all getting a chance to congregate in a new city and really build on these relationships, and everybody's chasing after, more value and really professional development. I think one of the things I learned from them is that they have gotten value out of putting themselves in these spaces, and they're doing it more so aggressively going forward. And these guys are 21, 23, 24, 25, so I expect great things out of them. They're definitely way ahead of me. I mean, honestly, I would be black out at this exact time as they are. Matter of fact, in New Orleans, last time I was here on this very street, I was black out. So they already have more self-restraint and more ambition than I do, so I expect good things out of them. Once we finished up there, that's when I had a chance to go try out some of the different brand activations happening in the city. There was one, I don't know the name of the tequila, but they're pumping out drinks. They're handing out the drinks for free. Like I said, they just want an RSVP. They had a free, like a really dope Capri Sun challenge. I think that was one of my favorite type of events to go to when it actually had something interactive going on. If I went to an activation and it was just, let's go into the bar and let's buy drinks, I think that's just not the best way for a brand or a business to really leverage the audience that's in town. And also, there were some of the brands, they would have the activations and you could barely see their memorabilia on the wall. So I'm getting dragged out by other friends. I get there, I don't even know what the event is all about. So that's something that I know that they should have to work on, especially if they're spending money to get people down here and get people into that building, as well as the venues. Sometimes the brand would have us in there and I wouldn't even know what bar I went to. They just put the address on the flyer. I Uber to the address, go in there, shake some hands and leave. I'm like, yo, what bar was I even at? So if I'm a venue hosting these type of activations, these conferences, I would take that part a little bit more serious. But all in all, great day. I'm starting to understand the circuit. Like I said, I know there's some dope parties happening tonight. I'm going to call it a night early because I need to wake up and get some actual real world work done. And I think that tomorrow is going to be a good day. Don't really have anything RSVP, but I'm going to start just messaging people online, get a chance to do some cross interviews before I leave out of here. So day 2 vlog wrapped up. Stay tuned for vlog 3, day 3, and a conclusion wrap up. Yeah, these vlogs gonna be ugly. I'm just doing it raw like this. It's just for my files.